That was my fault.
I gotta say it all over again, Gigi.
All right. Well, yeah, just did the whole intro there, but take two. What's up, everybody? Gigi here from Shift Happens. Uh, One of your hosts here for Pulp Addicts Pod. It's been a while since we've done one of these. Sorry for the late start. YouTube was being really dicky and wouldn't let us start the stream. But we finally made it with the help of Jerry here, which he's also one of our hosts here, as always. What's up, Jerry?
How's it going?
And we're also, of course, joined by homie Dave Cruz. What's up, Dave?
Hola, everybody.
Right on. Yeah, that took up a little bit of our time. So let's try to get this all up and going. But now we're doing it. So now that we're here, let's go ahead and get right on in it. What's topic number one?
See, topic number one. Marvel sucks. No, Marvel's actually trying to work its way back. I don't. I think Brave New World, Captain America, just did not hit the mark. With all the other Avenger, Captain America movies, it costed. They're trying to say that it costed like 150 million to make, and that was before COVID.
It was before the reshoots.
Right, and I think that was around
Three sets of reshoots, if I remember correctly.
So it actually almost came out to 400 million.
And that doesn't include marketing.
That doesn't include marketing, and I think they're barely scratching 400, or it hasn't even got to 400 yet.
It hasn't got to 200.
Oh, I saw over like 300.
I just saw it this weekend. It hasn't gotten over 200 million domestically.
Jeez.
Domestic.
Oh, yeah, I was talking worldwide.
Oh, I don't know worldwide.
Yeah, so worldwide is probably up in the 300s, but still, that's not making anything near what they spent on this movie.
And you need to realize, too, that the box office numbers are roughly, okay, Disney, Marvel will get roughly 45 to 50% of that value. The rest is all profit for the movie theaters and whatnot. So, you got to half that before you even get into the whole marketing.
The theater gets half?
Well, yeah.
They get a percentage because they're the ones that are showing the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, but also if you really follow the money, same people that own these film studios are the ones that own all these theaters and stuff. So they're kind of, depending on the movie who made it, but some of them, they're just straight 100% profit because they're on both ends. They're on both ends.
Where the monies were, the money, of course,
that's called spit roasting.
Yeah. The money's really, and I think it's mostly in merchandise. Ticket sales, of course, help, but it's really the merch, and people don't go see the movie. They're not going to buy the merch. They're not going to buy any of that stuff. So I just heard Discord.
That's mine. That's me. Suzanne.
And, so what's it like? Because let me ask you this. Because with music, even the biggest bands in the world, when you stream, they don't make shit from streaming.
No. Apple destroyed the music industry.
Yeah. So how does that work with movie streaming? Are they getting Jewed as well in that regard?
Dude, that's not cool.
Is it? Is it like? I'm assuming it's much more valuable for them if you see it in the theater, right? Than if you stream it.
Yes.
How much more valuable?
Streaming services are where movies go to die.
Pretty much. I mean, or when everyone's done watching the movie at the theater, that's when it goes to streaming. Goes to rent. What is it? The DVD, video. You just call it video. But they don't make a lot of money when it streams from, like, say, Netflix or Apple TV or anything like that.
They don't make,
or Hulu,
right? Because they've got a base set of subscribers, and they pay whatever per month to watch anything that is streamed. So there's no individual per movie or per show fee or value they get other than the fact that it represents a portion of their subscriber base. And regardless of how many people view it, on the other side of that is that they may owe royalties to certain individuals because of the number of views it gets. I don't know how that all works.
So this is coming from comicbookmovie.com, and this week, as of today, the new movie from Robert Pattinson, Mickey 17, dethrones Captain America because there hasn't been shit to go to the movies to see anyway. I mean, it's been dry for almost the past month, and Captain
Yeah.
America: Brave New World couldn't even make that fucking money back. Excuse my French, but they couldn't even make that money back when there was nothing at the theater to watch. Mickey 17 is a pretty big movie.
No, it's not.
It has it has Robert Pattinson. It has the dude from Walking Dead.
It should have been a big movie. It was poorly
It should have
marketed.
been a big movie.
Here's the problem. Or well, go ahead. I'll let you finish. I have comments
Well,
about this movie specifically.
So Captain America: Brave New World, its run at the top of the North American box office has ended, but despite being taken down by Mickey 17, the movie will soon surpass Captain America. Oh, Captain America: First Avenger. I don't see that happening at all, but that could be possible. Uh, Despite underperforming, Captain America: Brave New World is comfortably remained number one at North American box office since opening on February 14th. So it's like I said, it's coming up on a month. Not really a whole lot of good movies have been coming out. Well, that changed this weekend with the release of Bong Joon-ho's Mickey 17. The sci-fi comedy starring Robert Pattinson earned a combined 7.7 million from Thursday preview screenings Friday for a projected 18 million, 20 million
19.1
opening.
was the final.
Yeah, it's almost 20 million. Opening weekend, it's a slow start, especially with a 118 million production budget. And this is what Jerry was saying, is that's just the production. That's not even including marketing.
Correct.
Yeah.
And that's what, another like maybe 50,
50
not
Twice as much.
million?
It's usually you just double it.
yeah. Yeah, so it's high. Based on these numbers, profitably is unlikely for the first of several pricey original titles Warner Brothers plans to release. I gotta tell you, Warner Brothers isn't doing too well either, as far as the comic book. Look, comic book movies are done. That's just my opinion.
I disagree.
Um,
I disagree.
well, they yet to have a good comic book movie since the Avengers, and the Avengers are no more. However,
Since Guardians
I
of the Galaxy,
feel
I would say.
yeah. Oh no, you're right. Guardians of the Galaxy, amazing. But
Guardians of the Galaxy
however,
ruined Marvel.
well,
It
because it was
set
so
the bar
good.
so high. Yeah,
Yeah, it
exactly.
did. It did. Well, I mean, you got Avengers Endgame did very well. I
And if,
know Guardians were in there,
I agree.
but
No, Infinity War is
but
better,
And
but whatever.
Infinity War was great. As a matter of fact, I just watched the first Avengers movie today, just rewatching it
It's okay.
because I just can't get enough of it. But yeah, so that's what's happening with Marvel. Oh, and I just wanted to say real quick, I think it might be turning around with Thunderbolts.
Yeah,
I
I've
know
been
it's it
good buzz around that.
yeah, and the reason why is because going back to Guardians of the Galaxy, Jerry, um, people were like, "What the hell is Guardians of the Galaxy?" Because that was
Exactly.
like a real unknown.
Fringe comic. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, that was it wasn't like Spider-Man, or it wasn't like X-Men or anything like
Right.
that. It was very very hardly unknown comic book, but people who knew about it, they're like, "Oh my God, that's going to be great."
Mm-hmm.
And look, and James Gunn, I mean,
Knocked out of the park.
he man, that was pretty amazing. I don't know how he's going to do it with Superman, but
Test screenings are mixed right now on that, from what I've been reading.
and that's coming out pretty soon. That's going to be coming out in June.
June,
So
is it?
we'll see that. We got 3 movies: Superman, Thunderbolts,
Fantastic Four.
and Fantastic Four.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know, if I was Marvel, I wouldn't be putting out a whole bunch of movies out in 1 year, because I don't think that's a
So
good strategy.
here's part of the issue is that because of the strike, it threw off the whole phase release of all the Marvel stuff, right? Um, they have stuff in the pipeline they still haven't released that should have been released 2 years ago, like Ironheart. You know, when they made those things, the tone and themes were more popular with the public. I'll just be nice and say that. That is no longer the case. And
Yeah, they really need to let up on
yeah, the wokeness.
what gets greenlit and what doesn't, and
The-
what doesn't. Like, enough of this over woke nonsense. Like, let movies be fucking funny again.
They
Come on.
know this
Yeah.
now, but as I said, they have millions of dollars of shit they've already produced that they need to put out. Like Echo, which they've already done. I
Yeah.
mean, and they're just dumping it on Disney Plus. They don't give a shit anymore. Ironheart's going to get dumped at some point this year. The Daredevil show's getting good reviews. So,
Yeah, it's
First two were
interesting
great.
although
how
they killed Foggy off in the first episode, I don't know what the fuck that was all about, but
I don't think he's dead though.
I don't think
That's
he's
just my
dead either.
opinion.
he in the comics he fakes his death in one of the runs. I forget which one it was.
does this ever happen in movies, like in the video game industry, for example? Like, they'll work on a game for like 2 years, especially, this is more back like 90s, mid 2000s. Like, they'd work on a game for a couple years and finish it, and the game is finished. But let's say that the game was for the Sega Saturn and it was already kind of dead. It was on its way out by the time the game was done. And so they didn't think it would be worth distributing it.
They go, of course.
Not
Look
enough
at
people would buy it. So they actually end up not releasing it,
Yeah.
even though it's finished.
Batgirl.
Does that happen with movies too?
Batgirl.
Oh, really? Oh, I did hear about that actually. Yeah.
Of course it happens.
I wonder why it would happen.
Because it
Like,
would
what
cost them the
metrics they
same
would
amount of
use.
money it costs them to make it to market it. And they could
So
just
they
take
just-
a tax loss on not releasing it.
So they just thought it was shit and it wasn't going to do good.
I,
Is that basically?
Warner realized that society's taste in entertainment had changed, and that was not going to do well, and they would have got roasted over it. And that was also during the time that Gunn and Safran were taken over. So I mean, it was during that whole time period there. That 2022 was it? I don't even remember now.
Now, but the thing with, I wonder if that movie will ever be leaked, because like in the video game example, those games always get leaked somehow.
It may. I mean, you could find copies of
Shelved
that.
for now.
The Fantastic Four, the Roger Corman Fantastic Four movie, if you look hard enough. That never got released. It's awful, but
It's terrible. It's almost as bad as the cat. Yeah,
as
it's terrible.
as the first Spider-Man show, remember that one on CBS?
Yeah, but I ate it up because I was a kid.
Yeah,
and
I did
that's all
too.
that
I thought it was
available.
great.
Although I was a big Incredible Hulk watcher.
Oh, me
back
too.
then,
Me too.
And they did great with. I think Lou Ferrigno was
Woo.
pretty awesome.
Woo forever, woo forever.
Dude, so I finally, for years, I've been wanting to watch the extended versions of the Hobbit movies.
Oh, they're awesome.
And now they're actually affordable. And well, two of them,
They're
the
all on
second
it.
two are
They're
on
on
Max.
Yeah, they're all on Max.
Not the first one. It was, but the first one is no longer on Max.
Oh,
Not
I'm sorry. I'm
extended.
thinking Lord of the Rings. All the Lord of the Rings extended ones are
Yeah,
on there.
all three Lord of the Rings and two of the Hobbit movies. But so I bought the first Hobbit extended edition. And
Why?
now, because I wanted to see it. I wanted to see what they left out, and it's interesting. The second two Hobbit movies, there's like a lot of like 45 minutes of stuff added in. But with for some reason your mic. Oh no, never mind. I'm looking at a delayed feed. Okay, so the second two movies, like 45 minutes, 30 minutes, 45 minutes of extra content and extra, elaboration, explaining what's going on better. But even the first one, there's only like 12 minutes of extra footage and stuff that was taken out. But what's in those 12 minutes is extremely crucial to explaining all kinds of subplot points that you just didn't understand why it was happening if you just watched the regular version. Like I'm talking like a clip that's like 3 seconds long during the intro that just clearly explains what that necklace was that the elves wanted. They didn't explain that in the regular version. Like, why cut that out? It was 3 seconds, and it explains a subplot point that is not otherwise explained.
I had read at one point that Jackson had, I don't remember the number, but it was something like 30 or 40 hours more footage that he could have added to the extended editions, but chose not to. Like he had,
Man, I would watch that, dude.
Yeah.
I would watch a 20-hour movie.
like
of
I
one of
think,
those.
I think what actually went on, I can't verify this in any way. It's just my guess, is that he pretty much filmed it word for word, the entire trilogy, and then cut it down to a movie. And the extended edition added more context to that. But there's still more that wasn't in the movies that they filmed.
Man, I would love to see every second of everything they filmed.
Yeah, me too.
That
Jackson.
is a good strategy as far as making it, though. Just
Oh, yeah.
have everything
Yeah,
filmed,
yeah.
and so you can pick and choose
It
how
was
to craft it.
fucking grueling for the cast. They hated it.
Oh, I bet. Well, I'm
the-
sure they like the money
For
after.
like 2 years or 3 years they were there in New Zealand film. I don't remember how long. Whatever.
Didn't an
Peter
animated
Jackson's
feature
amazing.
just? Didn't an animated Lord of the
Yeah,
Rings?
it was horrible. It was woke.
Yeah, that's what I heard. It was terrible.
It was girl boss shit. It was, again.
What did that come out on?
It's on HBO right now, on Max.
I
Yeah,
never
Max.
It
heard
came
that.
out maybe 3 months ago, 4 months ago.
Something like that.
But I will tell you that the TV show, The Rings of Power, the first season I was like, better than nothing, you know. And then the second season, I just couldn't get into it for the longest time. But I finally went through the whole second season, and boy, the second season actually gets really good.
Of what?
Halfway through,
Of what?
finally, Lord of the Rings, Rings of Power. on
Oh my
Amazon.
God, I can't believe you're watching that crap.
Dude, well, that's what I'm saying. Is it finally started getting good during the second half of season 2, and it took me forever to even force myself to get to that point.
It's an abomination of a show.
It finally does redeem itself to some extent halfway through season 2.
Tolkien is spinning in his grave over that show.
I'm sure he is, but I still, I don't know. Anything with that.
If you like it, that's all that matters.
I mean, it's obviously, kind of a dud, and a very expensive one at that. But
Well, they spent like $1
such a
billion
sucker-
on it, right?
yeah, it's like the most expensive TV series ever produced, apparently, or at least it was at the time it came out.
Oh, a lot of that money went to Tolkien for the rights or the estate or whoever they paid. Like
Yeah, I think his brother is still alive, isn't he?
Yeah,
Or
and
maybe
he was not happy about it. He would this is why that show, it's because of his brother or kids, or I think it's his kid. Whatever. The estate they couldn't get the rights to the word Hobbit and Hobbit, so they had to use Harfoots, and they swapped out the Hobbits for these fake things called Harfoots, which I believe were the precursor to Hobbits in the Tolkien lore.
Yeah.
At
Well,
some
they,
point.
they do explain it, especially in season 2. There's another clan of what you would think were called Harfoots, but they're actually called Tools. There's the Tool ones,
Tools
which
or Tooks.
or Tooks rather. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
the Tooks.
The Tooks are the ones that actually have a home,
Yes.
whereas the Harfoots are the
Nomadic.
roaming nomadic version of a hobbit. But they actually weave that all together to where it actually makes sense, and
Yeah.
even to the
Bilbo
point where it
Baggins,
makes
you
sense why they
fool of
didn't
a
call them
took. Don't you remember
why
that line?
yeah, that's right. You fool of a took. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Boy, that guy's got to be pretty old, huh? Gandalf.
Can I say really quick that
Ian
I wanted to do a
McKellen?
shout out? I want to shout out to James Cruz.
James
and
Cruz
Jess
in the
Rogie-
house. What's up, buddy?
and Jess Rogie of the Rogie Report.
Jess. Hey, Jess.
It's her show's called Escape the Simulation now.
Oh, I'm sorry. Escaped the simulation. My bad, Jess.
Hasn't it always been called
I'm
that?
brain dead.
No, it's been under several names over the years. Although the Rogie Report was sort of a different format, I guess.
Yeah.
But
My brain's still in freaking 2017. Sorry. It's been a while, but thanks for joining us, guys.
and Jerry, they're doing they're just about to release. It might have even come out already, but if not, they're about to release a big DLC for Hogwarts Legacy
Oh,
with a
really?
whole nother chapter, all kinds of
I
improvements,
thought they weren't going to
more.
do
Oh,
that.
wait a
Oh no,
second.
they're doing it.
Is is this with John Lithgow
No, 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 no,
Oh no,
no,
I'm
no,
talking
as
about
no, no,
Dumbledore?
no, no, no.
the video game Hogwarts Legacy,
Oh, okay. Yeah.
which honestly is better than any of the books or the movies. You actually get to be in the world. You can get lost in that castle, and you can try to memorize your way around it if you want to. I love that game, and the
I did
DLC
too.
is going to add a bunch of stuff. There's going to be like a whole social system and all
I
kinds of
don't
cool
care about
stuff coming
that.
out. And I'm pretty sure it's free as long as you.
Yeah,
Actually, don't quote me on that. I don't know.
I don't know either.
But
I really enjoyed that game. I actually finished it. It's one of the few games I've actually finished, and
yeah,
yeah, I enjoyed it. And I didn't even explore the whole of all the. I didn't do a lot of side quests.
dude, I loved all this. I loved everything about it, and but I just started playing it for a second time because I wanted to do absolutely everything there was to do. But then I heard about the DLC coming out, so then I just stopped, and I'm waiting for that before
So
I
I'm
continue.
sorry for typing. I'm trying to get Suzanne in here. She's
And now
Oh,
my
no
friend
worries.
got my friend gave me this badass monitor. It's the biggest monitor I've ever had. It does 144 frames per second, 3920 by whatever resolution. Um, I have never seen video game graphics like this. It's incredible. I'm stoked. I've just been using regular 1080p 60 frame monitors this whole time
I'm
until
just
like now.
glad. I'm just glad that freaking universes like Harry Potter or anything related to that are doing better on video games than they're actually doing on streaming or film or
Yeah.
you know the what I was mentioning earlier. I thought you guys were talking about the new reboot. They're rebooting Harry Potter,
yeah.
Yeah, that's a bad idea, man.
and they're making John Lithgow Dumbledore.
That's okay. The problem
That's
everyone
okay.
has right now is with Black Severus Snape. They race swap Severus,
Yeah,
which
but
I don't have a
I don't
problem
have a
with it.
problem with that.
Yeah,
I don't have a problem with that.
I don't have a problem with it if J.K. Rowling doesn't have a problem with it. That's where I
Aren't they
stand.
Right.
doing that with Hermione too?
Yeah, she's like Japanese now. No, I don't know.
She's Asian.
No,
No,
I think they are doing that with her as well. But
probably they.
honestly,
The
I
only description of Severus Snape in in the book is that he was pale and of sallow skin.
yeah, but it's not so much about that. It's just about everybody knows what the characters look like in the zeitgeist of our world. We all know what they are.
Yes, yes.
Why the fuck change it? Like
Because they have
there's
to.
yeah, that inclusivity stuff. Like it's
But
like
you
imagine if they made Big Mama's house with a bunch of white people from Louisiana. Like
here's the
it
thing.
just
The
wouldn't.
the Academy of Arts and the whatever gives out TV awards, Grammys or what are the TV awards?
People choice.
Whatever. Have
Golden Globes.
all changed the rules that in order to be considered for these awards now, you have to have certain amounts of inclusion. That's why like the biggest movies weren't part of the Oscars this year. I can't remember what movie it was, but they didn't have the diversity requirements met enough for the Academy to allow them to be entered into the Oscars.
I mean,
What?
that's
What
just
movie was that?
Whatever the biggest movie was this year.
Hey, Suzanne.
I have
so
no idea.
silly.
Hello. Sorry,
Like
I'm.
if you're
Thanks
doing
for
a
joining
movie
us.
about
I'll look it up.
1920s Japan, you can't just have the cast a bunch of Native Americans. Like that's not what's going on.
And if you did, you wouldn't be allowed the Oscar.
Yeah, that's just man.
It's stupid.
How much
It's
longer is the world going to be this dumb?
not much.
Like seriously.
It's already being fixed.
I got a quick question for James Cruz out there. Is that Star Wars game you're talking about with Cal Kestis?
Oh,
Anyways,
I have not. I don't know anything about that
It
game in
was the
particular
Reagan
other than
movie.
the title.
It was the Reagan movie with Dennis Quaid.
The new Assassin's Creed. Yep, Elfman's been playing that.
I haven't played that since the first one came out. I'm not
Dude,
a big
Star
gamer.
Wars
I try to be.
Galaxies was the greatest, one of my favorite games of all time.
Yeah, so that Reagan
Like-
movie. Office results. Made domestic gross was 30 million. International gross was $59,000. Anyway, that movie wasn't allowed in the Oscars. The best picture, Honora, that did one, has been in the theaters for like 18 weeks or some shit like that right now. It has a total box office of like $18 million.
Yeah.
What
Pretty
picture
good.
is that?
It's called Honora. It's about a horror or a cam girl or something who
With the Russian mafia.
marries an Arab foreigner, and then shit goes downhill. I don't know.
Russian.
Sounds like something
Russian,
I'll rush
Russian.
right out and see. Never.
So I want to go back to Mickey 17 for a second because I saw the first preview. I thought, wow, this looks great. You know, even though Mark Ruffalo's in it, it still looks great.
Okay, we'll talk about that later.
So then, before the movie came out, I started hearing how Bong Joon-ho, the director Bong, his name's Bong something.
Whatever.
Yeah. Suffers from severe TDS. And when this film was made, it was a love letter to Kamala Harris.
Oh, good Lord.
Yes. And the Ruffalo character is supposed to be a caricature of Trump. And that's why you've got there's a prominent black female in the film. I haven't seen it. I'm
She's
gonna
not black.
No, there is a black.
Candace Owens.
Mickey 17's love interest is a black woman who is a girl boss.
Kamala Harris is no percentage black.
Dude, I know.
Okay.
I'm just saying, this is the buzz I heard about the movie
Okay.
before it was released. I think a lot of people heard that too. A lot of people heard that. And I think that might have hurt its box office open. I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know.
That's the problem. So many of these movies are getting canceled because I mean, look what happened with Amelia Perez in the beginning
Wow,
of
that
the
was
awards.
different.
What?
Yeah.
Well, I'm just saying, in the beginning of the award season, Amelia Perez looked like it was just rolling. It was good.
It was going to sweep.
Besides what's her name for Best Supporting Actress, Zoe Saldana, she just kept on getting that same award. And I haven't even seen the movie, but hey, more power.
You don't want to see it.
Well, that's what I mean. So I heard, and this could be
penis to vagina, vagina to penis. Did you hear that song? I'm gonna play it after. Keep talking.
You should play it. Yeah, look for it. But I heard that the movie was actually written in English and then translated by Google. I don't know if that's true.
Oh my
to
God.
Spanish, and that's why a lot of Latinos, not only from Mexico, but even from Latin America, American Latinos, are just saying this is the most ridiculous, dumbest movie portrayal on either Mexican culture or Mexican Americans, because they just got it wrong. It just got canceled like that. And then the lead actress, who is a transgender actress,
yes,
whatever,
actor,
you're right. That's correct. Started going on Twitter and started just bad mouthing everyone and everything. And they weren't even invited to the rest the
Yeah,
freaking
I don't.
award ceremonies until the Oscars, and she had to pay, I think she had to pay on her own dime to get there. I'm not sure if that's true.
Well, they all have
true or
to. Didn't some tweets of hers come out that were not cool? Some.
That's what I'm talking
Oh,
about.
okay.
So,
Okay.
her whole social media campaign was just
I was
disgusting.
I was looking up shit while you were talking. I apologize.
No, but that's what I mean. So,
I
social media will cancel people
oh yeah.
just with, and then the movie, gets hurt by that. Whatever movie is on a roll gets hurt by that. I was none, but this is the weird thing. Demi Moore was rolling with Best Actress for The Substance, and I
Yes.
watched that movie. It was
Yes.
pretty good. And then out of the blue, Honora just came from behind and just bam, just starting winning awards, and yeah, Mikey Madison got the Best Actress at the Oscars, and that's the highest award you can get.
I have to
I don't
put this
even know
over
what
here.
won. I
A movie called
followed
Honora.
any of the Oscars stuff at all.
Here,
I
check
have
this
no
out.
clue.
Check this out. This is from Amelia Perez. How do you rewind this? Reload.
No clue.
Can you hear it? Can you guys hear? Yes? Hello?
I heard it.
Disgusting.
But
Are you
Yeah, we
hearing
can
it?
hear it.
Yeah?
what are we
Yeah,
supposed to expect from
unfortunately.
that?
That's terrible.
Am I not sharing the right screen?
I've
Hey,
no
what's
clue.
happening?
Are you sure that's not a
Sylvain?
parody? Are you sure that's not a parody? That's bad.
This is from the movie.
That is
Climate
bad. I
change.
didn't watch it. That's what I
Dude,
mean. It's
But you guys can hear the music, right? You can hear it?
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
these days.
What would you like to know about it, madam?
I want to know it all. What is the protocol, the techniques and the risks? How many operations? How much time do you need?
Mammoplasty,
Yes,
vaginoplasty,
yes,
rhinoplasty,
yes,
laryngoplasty,
yes,
mammoplasty,
yes,
vaginoplasty,
yes,
rhinoplasty, laryngoplasty, laryngoplasty,
What is that?
and sample reduction.
Yes, yes, yes.
We get it.
I know.
I have no idea what this is about.
That movie,
What
Suzanne,
just
for
happened to me?
context, was the contender for sweeping all of the Oscars.
What the fuck?
It met all
Exactly.
the diversity requirements necessary to get into the Oscars this year.
Oh
See,
my
that's
god.
how fucking refuculous, dude. That's ridiculous, dude. And actually, similar. Well, the exact opposite sort of happened with again Hogwarts Legacy. The year that came out, what was that 2022? It was the best-selling game
Yeah,
of the
yeah.
year by a wide margin. It had the most concurrent players and wasn't even nominated for a single category at the Video Game Awards, all because of the J.K. Rowling situation.
Oh.
That's exactly what I'm talking about. GG is all it takes is just someone like J.K. Rowling or someone to put something out on social media. Bam, shit gets canceled.
And she did nothing wrong.
Nope.
Yeah,
Sorry, Suzanne.
honestly, like the shit she's saying is really not anything
They all
wild at
brought
all.
it to her. That's the thing.
Yeah,
They brought it to her. It was never anything she put out.
right. Yeah. And everything she says makes perfect logical
yeah.
sense, or that I've ever read
Yeah,
of her saying
same
stuff.
here.
It doesn't matter
It's
if it makes
just-
sense or not. It's just her opinion. And to demonize all of her work just because she has one opinion that you disagree with, and this
Yeah.
goes for anybody, it's just wrong. Open your fucking
Yeah.
mind. Be more
Yeah, it goes for
tolerant.
anything, really.
Yes.
Like, think about how many lectures and documentaries I've seen where there was so much great information in there, but then there's one little thing that's like, oh, that was the dumbest thing.
but
I've
were
ever
the
heard.
but were the Nazis wrong? You know, that throw that in anywhere. You're like, oh my God. I can't watch any of this. And I'm not condoning that. I'm just saying it was an example.
No, I'm almost to the point where I'm like, fucking kill the people that are absolutists for the opposition. I can't help it. They're only going to bring us down. They're not going to do anything positive for anything in the future. So I can't
No,
be
and
trusted
the
with
whole,
anything.
I don't want to get into
Like I can't be.
I do
can't
not.
be
I don't want to
trusted.
get into a huge political discussion, but
No,
I'm just no. I'm just want to say I'm happy to
I'm not either.
to say that the whole progressive far left movement is just splintering right now. Like there's so much infighting going on. They don't know what to do. They're utter rudderless in an ocean right
Oh
now.
yeah, totally. And it wasn't even that I was particularly talking about. It was just the fact that these people seem to glob on to others. And I'm sorry, I'm talking so slow. I'm going to speed it up.
Slowly.
Others who are of the same opinion that nobody else agrees with. Like, there might be fucking 10 of those motherfuckers that they're like, oh my God, we got to have this, blah, blah, blah. And they make all these waves, and then all their allies, oh yeah, we got to do that. Yeah. Because you say we're allies to you. They don't want to disagree because they don't want to seem like, they're out of the realm.
They need
and
to
they're
virtue
not
signal.
participating. Right. They want to be in with the whoever. I don't give a fuck. I don't want to be in the club. I want to be outside of the club because it's going to tell you the reality of what's really happening.
And it's easier to mock from out here.
If you fucking understand that, then you need to go. Like we need to have like, okay, here's this certain pinpoint place you guys all need to collect at. And then the earth just swallows them up and we're done. We're okay.
You pretty much just define collectivism.
Well, exactly. But as long as the earth swallows them up, I'm okay with it.
Throw them into a volcano, befitting of a Star Trek fan.
Everybody go into a volcano.
He's
and then
dead,
we
Jim.
never have to deal with your stupid
he's
ass
dead,
shit
Jim.
again.
Well, I'll tell you. I just posted it in the chat. I think Hollywood is just done with imagination.
Hollywood's
Unfortunately,
totally
They have been for a long time.
It's terrible. It's too bad. I mean,
completely done.
Even Mickey
what they were trying to
17 is basically a copy of that movie
recycled.
Moon. It's a recycled copy of
Just-
Moon.
It's
recycled.
despicable. And
It is
really
adapted
is.
from a novel called Mickey 7, by the way. It's not
and
an original screenplay.
And I'll say this, and then I would give it back to Gigi. I know he wants to talk about video games, which is cool.
I'm out.
he's out.
I'm kidding.
Nothing about video games.
The whole thing now is about producers and productions, about making the money. It's not about being original anymore. I don't remember a more original movie out there in a long time. I mean, I do like watching like Nosferatu, the remake. That was pretty good. But
Again, a remake.
Yeah. And not only that, Nosferatu ripped off freaking Bram Stoker's Dracula.
Yeah.
So that's
a fantastic movie.
Man. Yeah, well, of course, but
right.
still, but it was a ripoff, of that, and it was still good though.
I do want to bring up one,
especially if you're listening to it in Dolby at the theater.
Yeah,
that was good. That was really good. And this is the last thing I'm going to say. They're going to make Narnia again. That's where I'm talking about, man. Imagination is gone. Why do you have to remake or redo more Narnia? Why do you have to do Narnia?
What about Highlander? Starship Troopers. All these movies are being reimagined.
It's terrible.
Anyways, reimagined for a modern audience. That's what they say. I do want to bring up one piece of very original content that came out that is absolutely fantastic, and that's Severance.
I've heard about this.
If you have not seen
I've heard about it too.
Severance, oh my God. It
Is
is
that on what's that on?
Apple TV.
Oh, perfect. Okay.
It
I was hoping
is.
it'd be on Plex.
I'll tell you the premise. I'm not going to talk about it after that. The premise of the show is that this company that I called Lumen, company called Lumen. When you go to work for that company, they install a brain chip in your head, which separates your work persona from your home persona. The minute you step foot into the office, you cannot remember your life at all. What you do if you're married, how you got there. You walk into work and you're just at work. Okay. When you leave,
Yeah.
the opposite happens. You can't remember being at work. You don't know what you do. You don't know anything about your job. You have no idea. That's the whole idea of the show. That's the dichotomy of it. It's really and if you think about it, at first like, oh, that's cool. But when you really think about it, like when you get to work and you can't remember your life, you're always at work.
Right.
So why
Yeah.
why are they putting this out there? What is the point?
Oh, I don't think there's a
To
point
get
to
us
it.
used to the idea.
Well, I
so
mean,
that-
There's always a point.
it's a cautionary tale, is what it is, more than anything else. But I encourage everyone to watch it. It is a
Oh,
really good
yeah.
show, and the second season is almost over.
dude, that kind of reminds me of a somewhat similar show, that has to do with. Yeah, again, I don't want to spoil it too much, but it does have to do with, you know, not remembering a certain reality and different realities and whatnot. So well done, and
What?
it was picked up for a season 2, but then because of the strikes last year, they didn't start working on it, and now it's just canceled, which is
What
such
show?
a bummer.
What show?
But the first season of The Peripheral.
Oh, yeah, that was kind of lame.
Oh, that's right. You did think that was lame. I think we have talked about this before.
We have. It was okay. Honestly, I didn't finish watching the
It,
season.
it got a slow. It was a slow start. But by
Yeah.
the time you're halfway in the season, it's really good.
Yeah, I still haven't even watched
But,
Invincible yet, and I hear that's great. So
Yeah, I need to watch that last season of For All Mankind. I made it all the way
it's
to
propaganda, dude.
4.
It's space
Well, it's,
propaganda.
Well, yeah,
What
it
is
is.
What isn't?
This is true. What isn't?
But
There's
all the stuff we've talked, we've had you on my show. People know what I think.
Yeah, I know.
But
I don't know.
still-
I know.
But still, I enjoy space movies. I just love the whole vibe.
I do too. I do too. I love the fantasy of it.
It's fantasy.
Anyway,
Yeah.
so when we talk about Hogwarts Legacy, what video game stuff do you want to talk about?
Oh yeah, no, there is something I wanted to bring up from like a week or two ago, but I can't for the life of me
Worms. I'm
remember.
just kidding.
But I will say that same things happen in the game industry where like seriously it's just sequels and remakes,
Yep.
remakes, sequels.
Dragon Age:
I
The
mean,
Gender Guard.
but hardly even any sequels. It's mostly remakes and remasters. Like we have people like like I keep banging on about Shenmue 4, and I'm part of that whole community. And every month on the 4th, we trend on Twitter. We just all tweet at the same time and tweet at all these companies like, "Listen, bitch, we need Shenmue 4." And but even people in the community are getting caught up in like, "Oh, give us a remake." Like, dude, they already remade it. Why are we asking for remakes? Yu Suzuki's art, he's getting old. He'll be lucky to finish the series as it is. Like, why are you asking for remakes? Like, enough. Enough of the remakes. Enough of the remasters. New IPs, new shit. That's what we want. Like Skies of Arcadia. Somebody found out that copyright had been renewed. So they're going to do something with it. And everybody's out there going, remake, remake. There's already 2 unique versions of the first one. Fuck off with the remakes. I want a sequel. New stuff. Sequels, please. Anyway, that's my little rant right there on behalf of the gamer nerds.
What's the game? Shinzu?
Oh, Shenmue.
Shenmue.
Like a
There's
samurai game
there's a
or something?
really good anime of the first two games. I'll send you a link to it, Jerry.
No, it's okay. I'm not gonna. I don't care.
Oh,
Not my type
yeah, I
of
couldn't
game.
remember if you're into
No,
anime or not.
no. I'm into factory games.
Oh, that reminds me. Oh,
Like,
you told me about the game. That's why I have it.
what, Factorio?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was looking at my Steam today. 594 hours I played of Factorio. It's like
Damn.
way too much.
Damn.
That's about how many hours it took me. I just finished Tears of the Kingdom, Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. That took me almost 600.
I don't know.
And it took exactly 1 year, almost to the day.
Wow. This took
That's
me
gonna
about
be
4 months. I wasn't playing it that whole time. I let it run in the background a lot.
I
Yeah,
was gonna say,
exactly.
by the way, connected to video gaming, Hollywood's going after video gaming hard because I know there's going to be a slew of movies. Not only did we get more Sonic, but we're gonna get a Zelda movie, I think Mario 2 and something else. But they're going really hard.
Yeah,
with,
but those are for
video games.
kids. Those are kids' movies.
Some of them are. I mean, they didn't do Assassin's Creed the movie,
Which I saw
Fun was
recently.
like that.
Fun. I watched that. I liked it.
I did too.
And that's what I mean. So that's why I'm saying that the superhero movie, if it's not over, it's on its way out.
The video game
But
movies are coming
The video
in.
games coming in, yeah.
Again,
Oh, and horror too.
Hollywood is creatively bankrupt. You pretty much said that.
They are.
And they're just reusing all their old IP. Look at Disney. They're
There's
remixing.
nothing new under the sun.
I was
You
gonna
need
say
some
that.
new
No,
shit.
What if all the
Oh.
ideas are done? You know, so
I can't imagine every single idea is done. We just need to smoke a bunch of pot,
Yes.
a bunch of hash, and come up with some new shit.
when
Exactly. It's not
when I
that
was
hard.
when I was younger and married, my mother-in-law, who was a Chicago public school teacher, she was a Shakespearean, I don't want to say expert, but that was her forte. She knew everything about Shakespeare. And she told me, I must have been 14 or 15. She told me, she's like, you need to realize that there are only 7 or 8 plots that a story can have. Ever. There's like,
Oh my god.
and it's always stuck with me because when you watch enough movies, when you watch enough content, you'll see, yeah, it's this plot,
Yeah.
it's this plot, it's that plot, it's this plot, it's that plot,
Yep.
you know? Therein lies the rub. They're not, it's not that they're creatively bankrupt, it's that they've just used up everything they can. And there are
Same
some
thing
new
goes
ideas.
for music.
Except, oh yeah, music's even worse. There are only so many ways to arrange a scale of notes.
Did you get to watch Heretic, by the way, Jerry?
I did not watch that. I heard it was good. I'm
I
just
watched Heretic.
not into horror movies.
Good, huh? It's not really that much of a horror movie. It's more of a suspense thriller. But
It's-
the guy
yeah.
in the movie
Hugh
makes
Grant.
a really good analogy.
Oh.
Hugh Grant, he does a really good analogy in that movie about how things are recycled and being copied throughout
Yeah.
history. He relates it to religion, but he talks about how, like, Monopoly was a ripoff of a game that was like invented by some lady in
Yep,
Indiana
yep,
back
yep.
in early whatever, and so on
Milton
and so
Bradley
on.
stole it. Yeah.
Right. And so he's just saying people just want, what's new, what's modern, what's, they forget about what happened, what came before it.
Exactly.
And there was a song that kept on getting recycled by, I forgot what the original, you'll hear it when you hear it, you'll know it right away. But it was ripped off by whatchamacallit. Well, Suzanne, do you remember
George
what I'm talking
Harrison,
about?
My Sweet
No.
Lord.
No, what song is it, Dave?
The one song that the the Psycho Hugh Grant was playing for those
Oh,
girls,
oh.
and then he was saying
Oh my god! I've watched that
two other
movie, but I
two other
can't remember.
bands were two other bands ripped it off, including like the Foo Fighters, and then even Laura, what's that chick, Lana Del Rey,
Yeah.
but it
Creep by
but
Radiohead.
there you go, Creep, yeah, and dude, it's such a good movie. You should watch it, dude. You should really
I'm
just
a
make it a point to watch it.
creep.
It's really good, and you'll be like,
I'm a
oh yeah.
loser. I like
What's it
that
called?
song.
The
Heretic.
movie?
Is
Heretic.
Creep the one
Oh,
that's I'm
I wrote
a
that down the
Yes.
weirdo?
Yep. That's Creep.
Great movie. Anyways, I'm sorry.
About what?
I don't belong here.
Yeah, it's a good song.
Yeah, it is a good song.
It's like the only Radiohead song I like.
Yeah.
But it was ripped off from another song, and that's what I mean is, what's going on here? Are we at the end of
Dude,
our
everything.
civilization?
So
What?
you want to hear the esoteric reason? My esoteric reason?
Sure.
Because we live in a world of demons.
No,
And they-
Everything is demons.
And they cannot create
It's
anything.
true.
They cannot create their own
can't
stuff. They
create.
have no divine spark. They
Had to
cannot
throw a
create.
fringe spin on
Yeah.
it.
They must copy everything.
Kind of
And
like
Jerry-
China with electronics.
So
Yeah.
So here's Jerry saying we live in a world of demons, who doesn't believe in a divine creator.
I do not.
No, he doesn't.
I'm an atheist.
That's the only place where we differ, because I do believe in a divine creator. I do.
I want to clarify my position. I do not believe in an all-powerful God being. I am more of the opinion that the universe is God, and we were created by the universe
That's
itself.
okay.
Yeah, so that is way different than atheism. An atheist would never admit that.
Right, exactly.
Well, then whatever you call that,
Exactly.
that's what I am.
He's not atheist. No,
Yeah,
you just
well,
don't like the wording like me. I
Yeah.
don't like the wording on so many things. Like, I cannot get behind so many things because of the wording.
Yeah, like this
And-
whole
Yeah.
like all this Jesus worship. I'm like, what are you doing?
But it's not. It's. I know you're getting hung up on Jesus.
I'm hung up on organized religion that have
Yeah.
moved people
but
away
it's
from
not
this.
organized religion.
It's-
You've
It's
got to realize that whether it's, Christians or Judaism or Hinduism, they are all trying to explain the same thing. They're all talking about the same thing. They just have different words and terms
And kill each other
to
over
describe it and how to relate to it. So, but what you could say is that you're not religious, and then also there, most religions have been hijacked and are being used as weapons, basically.
Absolutely.
and for
I'm
control.
not religious.
Um,
I don't consider myself spiritual.
Yeah.
I eschew
Well, you would
all
be,
that.
by definition, you would be spiritual. What you just said, that is a spiritual.
No, it's a
way of
logical.
you are
It's a
spiritual.
It's a logical
Jerry.
way of thinking.
No, you
Okay.
might not think it, but you are
All right.
spiritual.
Well, then I'm spiritual.
that's-
Whatever. But that's what I believe. That's what I
Spiritual,
believe.
but not religious.
You don't believe in like Catholic,
No,
like
no.
you don't want to be a Catholic.
I was raised
I don't want to be
Catholic.
a Catholic. I don't want to be a Catholic.
It's a dark magic cannibalistic cult.
Right, exactly. But if there is a savior, well, I'm not even gonna say if there's a savior
Which there isn't.
that was sent.
Which there wasn't.
Well, you don't believe this.
Well, you
No,
do.
no, you don't.
But you
I
do.
I do.
You believe a story from 3,000 years ago or whatever.
I
2,000.
do.
Okay. Well,
Yeah.
I respect that, but I don't believe it.
I know. And I respect that you don't. Even though you're
That's why we
brought
love
up
each
in
other,
it.
Suzanne.
Gary, watch
But
The
here's the
Heretic.
thing.
You might.
I will watch it. I just haven't watched it yet. I'm sorry, Suzanne. Go ahead.
No. You were brought up in the whole thing.
So were you?
Like, we were both brought up in the whole thing.
I know.
So how where was it?
I know.
Thank you.
I know exactly
Where
where it
was
was.
it that you lost? And that's all I'm curious about.
When
is
I started,
because we
Okay,
were the
go on.
same.
I'll tell you.
you know?
I'll tell you. It was 8th grade, 7th or 8th grade, when I discovered Dungeons and Dragons and started playing D&D, and I always played an evil mage. for the most part,
You
that was my
would.
that was my
Why the
character.
evil mage though?
Because I
Why
like
evil?
because I'm a
that's
good
Jerry.
guy. I like because I'm role playing. I'm a nice, good person in real
You
life.
are. I know.
So when I'm role playing, I want to
So
play the
that's how it is?
opposite of that.
Okay,
That's why.
I get that.
Anyway, I don't know.
I get that.
I usually play a chaotic neutral character. That's kind of my go-to. But
Okay.
when I first started playing, I was evil mage. I'd kill anything that came near me. After learning D&D after playing D&D for like a whole year, every Saturday with my friends, getting dragged to church on Sunday with my parents,
Yeah.
I realized that what was going on in that church was a dark magic ritual.
Yeah.
And that's when my brain shifted and I'm like, I don't want to be part of this.
Right.
I
Yeah.
can see what's going on here. You know, they're
Yeah.
drinking the blood of Christ. They're eating the body of what the fuck?
No, I know.
That's
Like,
that's when
that
that's when
shit
my mind
can't-
changed. That's when I was like, this is
The
nonsense.
Bible's very violent.
Oh yeah, it's horrible.
I
That's
I
because
can't-
the God of the Bible, Yahweh, was a fucking demon. That's why.
that shit doesn't make sense to me. Eating the body and blood of Christ. Why would you eat?
It's a transmutation
would you
ritual.
eat it?
It's a magic ritual.
That's cannibalism.
Yes. It's faux
agree.
cannibalism. And I don't want to knock Catholics, okay? Whatever. I'm not bitching about it. But that's
Look, I grew
that
up
was
a
my
Catholic.
realization at the age of 12. That's what was going on. And that's when
Yeah.
religion left my body. Not that I ever really believed in the first place, but still, that's kind of where I'm at.
Speaking of Catholicism, Conclave was great.
I heard it was a
What
woke
was great?
woke
I need to watch
mess.
Oh, it was great. And if you do watch it and you do get to the end, you'll see why everyone's talking about it's a woke mess. But when you really think about it, it's very fitting, and it's interestingly, spoiler alert, the Pope dies. That's why there's a conclave, and they're looking for a new Pope. However,
Conclave.
It's the only reason
kinda
there's a
interesting.
conclave.
it's kind of interesting that the Pope today he almost died.
He's gonna die soon. He'll be dead soon.
But isn't that weird how that kind of came out right before that?
And
I just
he's
think-
all the people are talking about the last Pope prophecy and all that crap now. It's
I
pretty
almost
funny.
feel like it doesn't matter. Like
Doesn't
it
matter to
doesn't
us.
seem like there's gonna be another pope.
Who cares?
Who cares?
There already is another Pope.
Well, like who the fuck?
Ratzinger's still
You
alive.
care there's another pope?
Ratzinger,
give
he's
a
still
fuck.
alive. The last,
Ratzinger's still alive?
yes,
Oh my god.
Cliffy from Cheers.
and
How the fuck old is
And-
that dude?
I don't know. Francis, let me make sure. I'm pretty sure he's still alive.
I thought
Pope-
he
Pope
Pope
died.
Francis
I
isn't
thought
even a
he died, like,
Catholic.
a couple
He's not
years
even
ago.
he's a Jesuit.
He's not a Jesuit. He's the fucking no. He's the imposter pope.
Oh
He's the
no, I am
black
sorry. Ratzinger died.
He
in
did die.
2022.
Yeah, like a
My
couple years
mistake.
ago, right?
I am wrong. Wow, I'm so sorry. I could have.
No,
He was
you're all right.
95. The dude was 95.
What?
Wow.
Wait, what year did he die?
2022 on December
Yeah,
31st.
All right, a couple years ago. That's what I thought.
Well, Francis was still Pope during that time. right?
Yeah, well, he stepped down and Francis came in whenever that was.
No, Francis. Yeah, Francis came in, but Francis has been talking about how, like, what did he say? He said something along.
He's a
the
fucking commie.
lines of. No, he is.
Yeah, he's a bit
convert. He
hereti-
said
her-
something
heretical.
along the lines of like he wasn't going to be around for very much longer.
No, he's not.
Yeah, there was something.
I don't think he
I
can
can't
walk right now. I think he's like wheelchair bound. It's like my mom.
So, Jer,
Hmm.
will your mom accept
Jesus
she
Christ into her
accept
life?
Being well, no. Hopefully, she already has.
No, she
But
hasn't.
can she accept being in a wheelchair?
Yeah, she doesn't give a shit.
Like, will that
She's been
be
in.
her thing
so-
that she's like, okay, I will attest to being alive, I'll stay alive
I don't know. I
as
don't
long
know.
as I don't have to walk.
I don't
You know what
know.
I
I
mean?
don't. She's in a rehab place right now, and I don't want to get into this, but
No, I know.
they're going to make her walk.
Okay.
She's just been so lazy, whatever, in pain, whatever reason she comes up with.
She's been in pain.
Well, she says she is, but there's no reason for her to be in pain. It's this phantom pain of hers. My legs hurt.
Oh, really?
Yeah. My legs hurt when I walk, so I don't walk, kind of thing. And her legs have basically atrophied. So they haven't. But, it's harder
No,
for
they basically have probably.
it's hard for her to walk, so she's in rehab right now in physical therapy every day to get her moving, and we're making her
Good.
do it. Either that or she's going into assisted living. That's her choice.
Yeah. No, that's the next step. Yeah.
And which is worse because my dad's gonna have to go with her, and it's
I
like
know.
it's like 10 grand a month or something.
Gramps had to do that with Nana.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't want that for
It
either of
was-
them.
I don't either.
So anyway, besides
Yeah.
all that,
Okay. I just had to get clarification.
no,
Sorry.
I would have told you offline. I apologize.
I know.
Sorry, people. No drama on this show.
We just need to pray for Jerry's mom.
Absolutely. Thoughts and prayers.
I'm gonna do a
Thoughts
Good
and
sig-
vibes.
prayers.
I'm gonna do a sigil for her. A little
No,
chaos.
I
magic.
get it though. Like when you hurt, you don't want to move. Like you just want to sit. Well,
Oh my
for me, I just want to sit on the fucking heating pad.
This just what I just said reminded me of something I heard over the weekend.
What?
So, one of my favorite shows on Adult Swim is called Your Pretty Face is Going to Hell.
Yeah,
Have you ever seen that show?
I've
it's-
seen
Tell me
it,
about it. I
but I
haven't seen
didn't
it.
watch it.
It's brilliant. I personally think it's brilliant. It's basically, what would it be like if the show The Office was in hell?
Yeah.
Pretty
And they
much
murder people.
pretty much kind of how it goes, right?
Yeah.
Satan is your boss. What would it be like to work for Satan? Dated, there's no water cooler. There's no water in hell. You're in hell, Anyway, I saw an interview with the cast, and the guy who plays Satan was actually a regular on The Sopranos. He was the FBI agent, the guy who got moved to the JTTF or whatever. My camera go off?
That's pretty funny.
Matt
No, you're good.
Servito. Anyway, he's a good actor. He plays Satan. Anyway, the main character of the show is this guy named Gary, played by Henry Zabrowski, comedian. He used to have a podcast called Last Podcast on the Left, I think it was called.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was his show. And the interviewer, and this is from like 10 years ago, the interviewer said to him, "How did you get cast in this role?" And he said, "Through the use of chaos magic." And because I'm a budding Satanist.
Wow.
Hell yeah.
And he was completely serious. And I thought it was awesome. Like, the dude made sigils to get this fucking job, and he got it. And that's more proof that chaos magic works. I thought that was awesome. I'll find the link and
yeah.
put it in chat, but it was a good interview. And if
Yeah,
you can
that
find the
was
show, it used to be on HBO Max. They took it off for some reason. They also took off Mr. Pickles, which is, it seems like HBO Max has taken off anything that has
Pickles.
religious overtones. Mr.
So-
Pickles was about a satanic dog,
Okay. So here's where I come at this whole thing as, like, what are the chances that you were going to get this position to begin with?
Oh, don't
and the
try and rationalize it.
chances
Just
that your
believe it.
chaos magic.
You believe in
works,
Jesus. Why
right?
can't you believe in that? Oof.
I'm not saying I don't.
Good point.
I'm not saying I don't. All I'm saying is
It's not
how
bad.
do you determine what portion of prayer and what portion of chaos magic or whatever magic that you are performing? All I'm trying to do is say, okay, so here are the different things that we all think work. How do we determine what really fucking works? And this has been my whole thing for the last
It's
probably 3 months is how do you determine what really fucking works?
You can't.
do you
You
defend
can't.
that?
You can't. That's the thing.
But why do people come on and say
Well, here's one
absolutely?
Okay.
I fucking practice this,
Okay,
and
so
this works 100% of the time.
this
Like,
has nothing to
seriously?
do with pop culture. But I'll just say this right now. It's mental reinforcement. If you believe it works, it will work better. And the more you
That's right.
practice,
It's
more you
mental
practice,
reinforcement.
yes, the more you practice whatever you're doing, the more it will appear to work in your favor. Because these things, magic, prayer, whatever,
Manifestation.
manifestation,
That's
Exactly.
are
right.
only for your own benefit. They only affect your personal timeline, your personal reality bubble. So, if you reinforce the energy that you put into that, you therefore reinforce the effectiveness of it.
Do it all the time.
There you
Yeah.
go.
And right along with that, if you've never heard this quote, Susan, here's a good one. Witches call it spells, religious people call it prayer,
Prayer.
spiritualists call it manifestation,
Yes.
Yeah.
atheists call it placebo effect,
Yes.
scientists call it quantum physics.
Also
Yes.
explaining
Right.
heretic.
Everyone's arguing over its name,
Yes.
but nobody is denying its existence.
Correct.
Bam!
It's absolutely true. It's absolutely true.
Quick
That-
shout out to
because-
Ashley Lunatic in
it
the
is
chat.
absolutely true.
Because did I send you guys that video of that woman talking to the AI about the
Oh, you
Antichrist?
sent it to me.
I know I sent it to you, but I just sent it to you guys.
Yeah. But I had already seen it.
I know.
And I was like super skeptical of what it was saying. I was like,
It was
Oh my
interesting. That's
God.
all. That's all. The only reason
it
I
was
sent.
very
yeah.
interesting.
Did I send it
Yes.
to you, Dave?
I don't think so.
I could have sworn I sent it was Instagram.
Sure, just send it.
It's not appropriate for the show, but
No, but they can listen.
yeah,
I don't think it's not very long, is it?
like two minutes.
Actually, I don't think they can listen. When we played that thing earlier, they said they couldn't hear it.
Oh, really?
Oh, well, that's because all the volume was off at that time. Remember? They didn't even
No,
hear
like
us
when
talking.
you,
Oh, they
When
couldn't
he-
hear the
no, when he-
the awesome penis and vagina song.
no, that weird song you were playing. Yeah, they couldn't hear that.
Oh,
It's so weird. It
sucks.
seems like it should be dark already.
Or at least one person, couple people said in the chat that they couldn't hear it.
Well,
when
it
I
had
was playing.
subtitles. Cool.
I heard it because it was in here in Zoom. But yeah,
I don't know
here.
what I'm doing. I'm in Windows. I'm lost. I'm a Linux guy.
Hey, you're running the show. It's awesome. Thanks.
You're welcome. Anyway, I forgot what I was even doing right now. Oh, I was looking
Well,
for that video.
real quick,
Yeah, go ahead.
I've got a great movie recommendation, although it's on Audible, but it's like an audio movie. And kind of getting back to like how that Pope show was synchronistic and the timing of it coming out, just like this. It's called The Signal. It just came out in December. Now, keep in mind, this came out on December 4th. I pre-ordered this audiobook, or audio movie rather. It's only 2.5 hours long. Anybody can get it in. I pre-ordered it in October. So this book was already done and written and pre-orderable in October. It releases December 4th, and without spoiling hardly anything, the main event that has happened, that is the reason why what the story is about is happening, is a deep state high-tech group had delivered the most advanced drones to all of the major nations without telling them that they also deliver them to everybody else. And there was this influx of drone sightings happening all over the place.
This is a movie?
And it's an audio movie.
An audio. What the hell's an audio movie?
It's a movie, but it's just audio.
So it's an audio. It's not a movie.
But it's a 2.5 hour. I mean, it's a movie. There's just no.
Sounds like a
video.
podcast to me.
It's like old timey story time radio, but it's a 2.5 hour long.
Are there pictures?
It's audio.
Are there visuals?
I like it.
It's fucking audio.
Where is this from? What's it called?
It's called The Signal, but it's interesting because right when that came out was when all the drone sightings started happening
I was gonna
in New
ask
Jersey
you
and all
that.
across
Yeah.
America. Yeah,
That is
but
crazy.
so, like that is literally the
It's a
plot
synchro.
behind the plot. And
Maybe. What else was going on during that drone?
what are the odds of that? That was right when it started.
I think it was a distraction.
I think
I don't know, right? Who cares?
Pirate shipping
by the way,
says
that-
it's a radio play, not a audio movie. A radio play.
Radio. Okay, that makes more sense.
Whatever you want to call it.
Thank you, Justin.
If they filmed it, it would be called a movie, but they didn't film it.
If they filmed any radio play, it would be called a movie.
Yeah. So
War of the Worlds was War of the Worlds was this great movie, but it was all audio.
But yeah, I didn't know the term radio play. So, but yeah, so that's good, and it is really good. Highly recommended.
I will check it out.
Yeah, it's good.
Nice.
Cool. So we got the Fantastic Four coming out. Looks to be quite comic accurate for a change, which is good. You guys saw Deadpool and Wolverine. Did we never even talked about that, did we?
Yeah, we did.
Did we?
A while back ago.
I don't remember if we had a show since then.
Yeah, yeah, we reviewed Deadpool and Wolverine, I believe.
Right. Yeah. So I'm looking forward to Fantastic Four.
Anyways,
Thunderbolts, I'll probably see when it comes out. But Marvel's pretty much wiped their slate. Phase 5. Are we in Phase 5 now or 6? I don't even remember. They've canceled everything. They pushed everything back like 2 years.
Oh! What's her name? Got retired or got pushed out of Marvel?
Scarlet Witch.
What's her name? What was her name?
Scarlett Johansson.
No, not the actress. The producer. One of the producers of Star Wars. She was like really going.
Kathleen Kennedy?
Yeah, Kathleen Kennedy.
That's not true. She didn't get pushed out.
So she just retired.
No, she didn't. It was all a lie.
It was a lot? Are you serious?
She is thinking about retiring once they find a good replacement.
Okay.
That's what's going on. So she's still there. She's still pushing for the next Ray movie, which is going to fail and lose them hundreds of millions of dollars. George Lucas, if he was dead, would be spinning in his grave. He's just spinning in his bed.
Yeah, exactly.
He should offer to buy Lucasfilm back for like half of what he paid for it.
He'd probably get it.
Hey,
I'm
Jerry,
sure.
do you remember what I'm sure you've heard people talk about this relatively recently, but how Star Wars and Dune were both heavily influenced and based on the same source material book that came before them.
So Star Wars was sort of based on Dune. A lot of things are based on the ideas in Dune.
Dune's the one I was thinking.
Yeah, Dune was written in 1965. Dune was written in the year I was born. It's
Dune's great.
It's that old. Dune is an amazing story. Suzanne and I recently discussed this about how prescient Frank Herbert was on the dangers of technological advancement. And we're seeing a lot of that now, which kind of ties into that whole AI video, which I forgot to get a link for you in chat. I'm so sorry. We'll do that. But yeah, the part of the lore of Dune is that quote unquote thinking machines took over governing, and people basically gave up their sovereignty to quote unquote thinking machines, and there was a revolt against that, and it was called the Butlerian Jihad. And it's not really mentioned much in the first book. I think there's like one paragraph, but it's expanded upon later, and then even further later by his kids or his son who picked up the mantle. Whatever. That was a real interesting aspect of Dune, and also the idea that spice represents oil. It's also, and it's a lot of the themes of Dune we can see playing out today. I think you can see them, every decade. parts of Dune kind of come to fruition, and I think that's real interesting.
Yeah. I thought Dune 2 was great. The
So it was really good. I can't wait for Dune Messiah.
yeah, that's going to be even
I agree,
better.
Joe.
And
I
and, and
think.
people don't realize that Dune is a cautionary tale. Once again, a cautionary
It
tale.
is.
Paul Atreides is not a good guy. He's an evil dictator, and it's the rise to power. And what people think he's some kind of hero, but he's not. He's an anti-hero.
Oh, I don't like him.
I mean, he's a villain, not an anti-hero. Both. He's both.
Especially what he did to what's her name? He freaking betrayed
China?
her, and
Yeah.
yeah, just so he can get. Well, at the same time, it looked like he had to do that to you know to stop the war, right?
Yes. Right. He it was all virtue signaling, basically. I'm going to fix things.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then his kid,
But
the kid that lived, was it Leto the second, turned himself into a fucking worm to become God Emperor. So I don't know. Great story. Great. What?
no, it is.
There's some
It is a great
creativity
story.
there, for sure.
Yeah. I like it. I don't follow it as much as like Star Wars or anything, but I thought that was really Dune 2 is just amazing.
Yeah,
I like the first one, but Dune 2 was just
Yeah, it was good.
fucking
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to the third
really
one. And then
Yeah.
Denis Villeneuve, the director, is going to make Rendezvous with Rama, which is an old Asimov book. I think it's Asimov.
Okay.
I think it's Asimov. So I'm
The series didn't do too well on Max. The prequel with all the sister.
because it was bullshit.
Yeah.
It was all girl boss stuff. It was all woke. It was nonsense. I mean, some of the ideas in there are absolutely, were awesome. Like the whole idea that, how the Harkonnens got, I don't know what the right word is for it, kicked out of the club for a while, right? And then they had to reform, rebuild, and you get now the Harkonnens, not today, but in the current Dune saga universe, 30,000 years after that story, or however long it is, they're like these bald, weird, pale, black and white people who live on Gidi Prime,
Interesting. Is it worth the read?
As far as
to
I
go
know,
back and read it.
Well,
I'm getting the audiobooks for sure.
Dune for sure. Read that. However you consume it. Listening or reading doesn't matter. You read the book. The stuff by his kid, whose name I can't remember at the moment, David. I don't remember his name. Which kind of tempted to fill in the lore, the background, and a lot of the houses and whatnot. I've never read those, so I can't say if they're good.
So how many OG books are there from the original guy?
3 or 4.
Word. Yeah, I want to get into those. I've got a gang of Audible credits, so I think I'm gonna.
Yeah.
spend
Oh,
on
definitely
those.
give it a
That's
listen.
the way to do it.
Definitely give it a
Yeah.
listen. All right, I found
Audible-
that link.
Seriously, the
Here.
Audible program is so awesome. Like all the books I get, they're like $35-$40 a piece if you buy them, but for like $13 a month, I get a credit every single month, and it takes me more than a month to get through some books. So I've seriously got like 12 credits.
Woohoo.
Save a fuckload of money by getting on there.
You know how
The
you could
show.
save
It's not
even
brought
more
to you
money?
by-
Don't subscribe to shit like that. And just pirate it
Yeah,
all.
but they have the best narrators.
You could
I
download
did
it.
have to
You can
pirate.
download
I
it
had
off
to
the
pirate
internet.
one book because the Audible version had the literal worst narrator I've ever heard in my entire life. It was the second trilogy of the Dragonlance books, The Time of the Twins, War of the Twins. That narrator is so bad I couldn't do it, and it took me like 2 days to track something down on Internet Archive, an old version from '91.
You know who's a really good narrator, a good audiobook narrator, is Jim Dale.
Yeah, he does the Harry Potter.
He
books
did all
that
the
I'm
Harry Potter
listening to
books.
right
Yeah,
now.
he did a great job with that.
Yeah. Oh,
And
he's
and you know what else is
excellent
good?
job.
Stephen Fry. Stephen Fry did the Hitchhiker's Guide audiobook. He's got a great voice,
nice.
even though he's kind of a scumbag.
Dude, the narrator can make or break an audiobook
Absolutely.
straight up. And yeah.
Was
he's
he
got a-
narrating the movie?
He narrated the do you remember how they had the movie interlaced with like clips from the actual Hitchhiker's Guide?
Mm-hmm.
He was the narrator of those clips.
Okay.
And I think he was somehow involved with the radio show too. He and Douglas Adams. I know. I have lore on this. He and Douglas Adams were friends or friendly, and
Mhm.
it was Douglas Adams' wish for him to narrate the audio. He wanted Stephen Fry to do it. He said, "In my head, when I wrote this, Stephen Fry was the voice." So, I met
nice.
Douglas
Douglas.
Adams once at a party.
Really? Oh, I think you mentioned that.
1982 or 3, something like that. Crazy party.
I'd like to meet Trillion.
Zoe Deschanel, the only woman who can look different with or without glasses to prove Superman is real, something like that. Did you see that meme?
No, I didn't.
It's got like her with glasses and bangs, and then like with her hair pulled back and no glasses. And the wording is like, after seeing Zoe Deschanel in here, I can understand why people didn't recognize Clark Kent was Superman.
It's funny. Guys, I got to get going. Sorry.
Let me find the meme
It's all
for you
good.
before we go.
You guys keep talking. I gotta head out though. I gotta. Wait a minute.
There, can you see that? Look on the stream.
I see the link
Mine's
for the
different.
iChat.
What?
Is it? Where'd you put it at?
It should be. I put it over my screen.
And wasn't even nominated for. Can you see that?
Yeah, it's there. It's there. If you look on the stream.
Oh yeah. I see it now. Okay. I'm looking on my phone. So a little smaller. Wow, that is really amazing.
Yeah.
That's a big difference.
Yes. I thought it was clever. Clever girl.
Clever.
Definitely different.
Come on, mouse. All right.
Oh yeah, Jurassic World or whatever.
Jurassic
Was it
crap.
Another one coming out with ScarJo.
Jurassic World rebooted or reborn or rebirth or
Jurassic ass.
retconned.
More dinosaurs.
It's more
That's coming out
dinosaurs
this year.
with more children in peril. You know, of course, that hook.
Wicked 2 though. Wicked 2 though is coming out, and
I don't give a fuck
I like
about
Wicked. Dude, Wicked was good.
All right.
Wicked was good. I liked it.
I
I'm a Wizard of Oz fan, and I just think it goes with it. So I think I think they did a good job.
I prefer women and would not go see it. I'm sorry.
Well, you prefer women,
I'm
and you
kidding. I'm kidding.
there's
was-
women in
I
it.
was backhanded calling you gay.
I understand what you're saying.
No, it's just I'm not in the. It's not. It has no. I have no
I'm
interest.
not
in
a
seeing
Barbara
it.
Streisand fan or whatchamacallit.
I love music.
What's her name? What's Judy Garland's daughter's name?
Liza Minnelli
Liza Minnelli. Yeah.
somehow voted one of
sure.
the most beautiful women in Hollywood. Okay.
What?
Yeah, I saw some like top 10 list and she was in it. I'm like, oh my god, she's
Liza
hideous.
Minnelli?
Yeah, she's hideous, or always has been. I don't even think
Jesus.
Judy Garland wasn't there. I don't think Marilyn Monroe was hot, but that's just me.
I don't
She was
either.
definitely overrated.
Oh
for
yeah,
sure.
oh yeah.
I don't know. Monroe.
It's neither here nor
I
there.
thought she was pretty.
Absolutely, she was pretty, but she wasn't some beauty.
She
know.
wasn't a drop dead
Yeah.
gorgeous
Yeah,
person.
Exactly.
Super overrated.
Yeah.
Good
Okay,
God.
since we're on this topic, before I go, what about Margot Robbie?
Hot, super hot.
Margot Robbie is fucking
We're on the
drop
same
dead.
line then. We're on the same
She
level.
is. Oh gosh. No.
She's
honest-
brilliant,
As
by
a
the way.
woman,
Yeah,
with
she is.
Barbie.
She's very.
she's fucking drop dead.
And she is really smart, and she's well spoken,
And
and
she's very smart.
it's
Exactly.
because she wasn't educated in America.
Yeah. Imagine.
I know.
I think she's producing something that's going to be pretty popular. I can't remember what it is though.
I think isn't she doing a movie with like Hugh Jackman or something? No, that was Nicole Kidman. Never mind. You know what other movie came out this week was that Dave Bautista, Mila Jovovich, green screen.
Oh,
Lost in the
interesting.
Woods, or I don't know. I mean,
Bautista's really up and he's really come up in acting. He's going to be doing some more movies pretty soon.
who did I say? Who's the woman?
I don't know.
Mila Jovovich.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Resident Evil.
Yes. In the Lost Lands, it's called.
What's that about?
I don't know. A witch travels to the Lost Lands in search of a magical power that allows a person to transform into a werewolf.
Interesting.
I heard it's like all green. It's so who was Jovovich's first husband? No,
Oh shit.
no, not her. Kate Beckinsale's first husband. Second,
It wasn't.
the dude who made Underworld, Paul W.S. Anderson. That guy.
Oh, I don't know who that was.
He's the guy who
I
made.
thought he was fucking what's her face Saturday Night Live chicks
I might be confusing myself here.
husband.
Paul Anderson.
Paul S. Anderson.
Paul
or whatever the
W.
fuck his
S.
name is.
Paul W.S. Anderson.
I have no idea.
He made all the Resident Evil movies.
Yeah, I don't know.
Okay, I'm confusing him with the guy who made Underworld. The dude who made Underworld, which I thought,
Somebody will surely.
which I really like that movie.
That was a good franchise, by the way.
I agree. Come on, directed by Len Wiseman. So Len Wiseman was married to Kate Beckinsale,
How's that? Okay.
and they broke up. I think she's married to the dude who played. I can't remember his name. Michael. He was the good angel in Good Omens.
Oh,
Michael Sheen, yes.
Michael Sheen.
So he was married to no, I'm wrong about that too. I don't know what I'm talking about tonight. I am so sorry. I could have sworn that he was married to oh, okay. I might be right. See, now I'm here to say partner.
We can't keep up with Hollywood.
Yeah, okay,
That's
so I am right.
ridiculous.
I am right. He was married to Kate Beckinsale from 95 to 2003. And
Who,
she
Sheen?
Michael Sheen was, yeah. And she left
Okay.
him for Len Wiseman, the director of the Underworld movies.
Oh, I wonder if that was during the
The
film.
director of what?
Of the Underworld movies.
Oh, okay.
Because they were both in it.
yes.
both in the
they were
movie.
both in the movie. Sheen
I
played.
think I like Michael Sheen in that movie the best.
Yeah, he was great. Lucius.
Yeah, that was a fucking good character, man.
Yeah,
that
he was a great
fucking
character.
Badass.
Yeah.
Great character. Guys, I gotta go. I'm
All right.
sorry. I gotta head out.
Let's just wrap it up.
You guys have a good
wrap
night.
it up.
Thank you, everyone, for watching. We will
Love
try
y'all.
and do this more often and be better produced. I apologize. Not really,
We'll be back.
but we'll be back eventually.
Yep. With
Absolutely.
more video game news. Hopefully, Gigi. Just kidding.
Yeah, next time I gotta write it all down next time. But
All right. Sounds good. All right, guys.
All right.
Peace.
I got to find the
How's
stop
it going?
button.
Thanks, Jerry.
You're welcome.
Bye, Suzanne.
Bye, honey.
I can't,
Love you.
yeah.
my mouse
Love you guys.
is
Bye.
stuck in limbo. I can't get it to
Love
the
you
second
guys.
screen. God damn it. I feel like I'm retarded here.
You're retarded.
I know. There we go. All right.
I'm retarded. You're retarded. If I'm
Everybody's
retarded,
retarded.
Don't
Totally.
feel